Philosophers talk to our times. We citizens of dystopia. So what is a dystopia? A utopia, just to remind you, just meant no place. That was More's little joke. And I was never sure I really wanted to live in utopia. I always assumed that I would just get labelled a madman and tolerated, and there'd be nothing worse than being tolerated by the citizens of utopia. Dystopia is, though, something slightly different. For me, dystopias come in plurals. They're always dystopias. There are a multiplicity of them. And a real dystopia is not a tyranny. No, it's something rather more horrific than that. Hobbes says it in Leviathan, or implies it in Leviathan, but makes the argument for it in Behemoth, that estates are held together by the glue of their assumptions. Durkheim would call them social facts, if you like. The rules, the self-evident truths. And it is the role of the ruler to collectively, selectively, and carefully use fear, and anything else like joy or drunkenness, to burn these collective truths into the mind of their citizens. And once they're there, citizens can get on and rule their own lives. Rulers don't need to do much. All they need to do is to make sure that everybody starts on the same place. And once they do that, then our own logic, good sense, and our following of the golden rule to do each unto others as we would have undone to ourselves would do all the rest. Governing was therefore easy if you could wield fear effectively. And if you can't, you get dystopias. We live then in a society akin to humans living after the death of God. We still kind of worship in a god and point to a horrific shadow against the cave wall. And that is the case with a dystopia. Once you are in dystopias, effectively you've given up faith in the initial assumptions that made the state, but the state carries on. It carries on even though you don't believe in its law, even though the rulers no longer believe in their power, even though they operate like gangsters and try to manipulate any other branch of the of the government. So executive seeks to leech across everything. And we never have faith in any move that our government makes, because the very mechanism of faith, the very assumptions that allow us to have it, are dead and gone. A dystopia, therefore, is like a shadow of a state where the soul has departed, but the body lumbers on in its horrific truth. It is therefore a difficult and dangerous place. One where you're wondering, is this going to fall like they fell in the 17th century in 2 years, or take 76 as Rome took? And if it does fall, what will it be replaced by? Questions that always haunt dystopia.